Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Food by Scoob. My name is Scoob. So this week's episode, we're going to do slightly different. I'm calling this, which one of my best friends told me, he gave me this idea, which is trying to make a dish that has three of the major Asian countries, which is China, Korea, and Japan. And there is a multi Asian with those countries where I live at, and it's called Beiseito, which is essentially short for Beijing, Seoul, and Tokyo. So we're going to do a dish that has elements of all three. It's been taking me a few weeks to figure this out to actually try to properly show both or all three of these countries. So what we're going to do is the Chinese part. We got ourselves some lo mein noodles, and then we got ourselves some Chinese broccoli, and sometimes they're called gailan. Now, for the Korean part, we're going to make a bulgogi chicken, but we're also going to add a little bit of fermented bean paste, and if you like things spicy, then you can do gochujang. You don't have to add it, but for me, whenever I make it, it gives it a more of a thicker and an umami flavor, and this is where the pear comes in. Now, for the bulgogi sauce, Korean pears or Asian pears, which is the big huge ones, but if you are around supermarket and you want to make it and you can't find it, I prefer the red pear over the Bosch pear. To me, I feel like the flesh is a little more firmer. It's easier. It's more consistent of product, and also it's just as sweet. Even though that every recipe adds sugar. Now, for the Japanese part, we are going to be. This is where the Japanese part comes in. So we're going to cook the noodles and everything like a yakisoba or a yaki udon method. And the way that this is, it is high heat, which they are all in, but is normally done on a flat top, which I will use a cast iron pan. Also, on top of that, there is a sauce that is very popular in yaki udon, which is Mentsuyu, which is the Japanese part. So this is where the mirin comes involved, soy sauce, and katsubushi, which is fish flakes. This will give it some more umami flavor. Also, which is not in the shot right now, is that there will be sake involved. So when you see this process, the cooking method and the sauce will make the Japanese. The protein is Korean. The vegetable and the starch of the dish is Chinese. So I pull like an olive oil. So I know at the start of the video of the cooking process, I said that I would cook everything in a cast iron. Well, I decided to change it up. So at the start, as you see me doing, I am just searing the chicken in the cast iron, because I am going to be using a wok. And what I have right here is a wok ring. This is essentially the closest that we can get in America to using an actual wok with a rounded base that perfectly fits, as you can tell in all the videos so far. I use a click it or pull up a burner. So for the start of the bulgogi chicken, I'm using a large grate microplane to grate up the pears. If you have a box grater, that is more than beneficial. Afterwards, I will add some garlic, and then after that, I will thinly julienne one yellow onion, in a normal case for the chicken, you could leave it whole, or even dice it, but for the sake of the cooking process that I'm doing, I am pounding it out thinly before thinly slicing it in order to make the cooking process of the chicken faster. Next up, I will add a quarter cup of molasses. I didn't have any brown sugar, but the molasses will help with the caramel and give it some nice sweet flavor. Then I will add soy sauce and sesame oil. I ran out of fresh ginger, so I used ground ginger, and then I added pepper. I don't add salt just because of the fact that the soy sauce has so much sodium that it will take care of the salt. And then afterwards, I'll mix it up, and you can let this sit for 4 hours, or you can even refrigerate it overnight. The longer that it sits, the better, the more flavor that it will get. So for the gailon, I like to cut off the stems, and I like to slice them up thinly just because they are much more fibrous and have a longer cooking time. So I will cut them up and actually cook them separately compared to the green tops. And for the green top, I'm pretty much going for a rough large chop, and that is due to the fact that I still won't be able to taste the leaves after the stir fry. Now the Mentsuyu will last a long time. I take a cup of soy sauce, half a cup of mirin, 1 cup of katsubushi, which is shaved dry Japanese fish skin, and a half a cup of sake. The recipe for this will be in the description. There's not going to be used for a lot of it in this recipe, but in case you want to use it for any type of stir frying at home, this is a great utilization, and it lasts a long time as long as it is refrigerated. So, high heat, I have a 12-inch cast iron pan, and I am cooking and searing the chicken. If you want to make this dish without a wok, you can literally not use all of the chicken that I am using right now. I'm just cooking the bulk of the chicken just so I could get a nice sear, but you can literally only use a quarter or maybe like a half amount depending on like your preference, and then add the rest of it. But that's just me taking an extra step to making sure that I have a nice sear on the chicken before it goes with everything in the wok. So next part is a simple process. You have to boil the lo mein noodles first before you want to saute them for the pear noodle part. Next up, I will get my wok. If you didn't have a wok, you can use a large saute pan, a cast iron pan. And right now, I am putting the garlic in there because of the wok being so hot and essentially frying it. I'm getting some nice aromatics because that is also a part of it. And then I will add the actual stems of the gailan just because, as I said earlier, they have a longer cooking process compared to the meat part. Next up after that, I will add the chicken, and this is due to the fact that even though that I have a wok ring, I am still dealing with the limitation of not having the wok constant hot all the time. Now after that, I will add the main noodles. I added some black pepper just to give it some more texture and a little bit more bite to it. Now at this moment I am adding the Mentsuyu. The reason why I am adding it on the side is because I want the heat of the wok to actually evaporate the sauce so that it can get into everything. Also, I will add some more onto the actual noodles just for the color. But as you can tell, by me adding it to the sides, the noodles and everything start to get this nice caramel color. And then at the end of it, I will add the fresh gailan leaves, and I'll just toss it again in some quick heat. I still want it to be a little bit a la minute. Okay guys, here we go. We have it. We have the Beseto bowl. Bejing, Seoul, Tokyo. I hate to use the daily reference, but the smell of vision, and one of the things I do, like one of the smells that I do love is the smell of Bulgogi and the smell of just nice hot hoppy noodles. If you made this far, thank you for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share it to some people. Thank you. See you next time.